Today we are going to be looking at some new release items from Louis Vuitton. There are so many new designs that have dropped for handbags, as well as some pieces that really have me intrigued. So let's discuss some of the bags that are new from Louis Vuitton. Hi guys, my name is Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here we discuss all things fashion, luxury, and handbags. So if those are things that you're interested in, then I hope you would do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button down below if you've not already. I absolutely love talking handbags with you guys in the comment section, which is perfect for today's video. I haven't been looking at the Louis Vuitton new releases as much as I had in the past, so I decided to take a look on the website and just peruse their new arrival section, and oh my goodness, there were quite a few goodies and quite a few new silhouettes for handbags that I personally wasn't familiar with. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on it, but I would also love to hear your opinions too. So let's get right into it. And if you see me looking down, that's because I have the screenshots on my phone. But like I said, there were some really good pieces, so let's get started. The first bag that I want to start off with is not a new silhouette to the fashion house, and in my personal opinion, I actually think this one is making its way into a classic for Louis Vuitton. That is the side trunk MM. So there are two versions that I did want to mention today that really caught my attention, and I feel like are actually perfect fall bags, but of course you can use them in any season. The first one is the side trunk MM in this beautiful wine color. We know that this color is always trending during fall and even winter, but oh my goodness, they chose a stunning shade for this particular handbag. I feel like they nailed it. So for like the edging of the bag, they chose to use this beautiful smooth type of leather, but we know that around the edges, there is those little LVs embossed. I think that looks amazing. But then for the body of the bag, to make sure there is still that slouchy element, there's more of a pebbled leather there. I just think this looks so sleek and elevated. I personally love a monochromatic look, so I feel like they nailed this. And I also really love, I probably like this feature most about this version of the bag. There is a beautiful woven leather chain that is for the shoulder strap of this bag, which is not common with the regular versions of the side trunk. So I feel like that really elevates the look, and it helps you take this bag from maybe a daytime look to more of an evening look. And then you do have a crossbody strap as well, and this is a thinner leather strap too. So I do feel like this variation of the bag is meant to be a little bit more dressy, or just something that you can take from day to night. The MM size does also fit a really good amount, so I do like that. But again, not out of place if you did want to wear it as a shoulder bag and take it out to dinner, for example. This is such a stunning look, and I love the way the hardware just pops in contrast to this beautiful wine color. Now, I will say these are pricey bags, so we have to keep that in mind. This is retailing for $5,950 in Canadian, so definitely a pretty penny, but I feel like they did a really great job with this particular bag and style. I think this is definitely one that will do well. There is another version of the side trunk too that I did want to mention, and this one is also very stunning. This is a combination of monogram, but also suede in the exterior. I think this just looks amazing, and if you do love the earth tones color brown, then this is definitely a version that you might be interested in. So what I like about this is that it does have monogram on the edges of the bag, but it's not in your face as much as the original version of the side trunk is. And I do want to reiterate, again, that's not even an issue, but I do feel like they're finding ways to maybe elevate the style of this bag a little bit, and I really do like this touch. So it does come with a shoulder strap, as well as it does come with a crossbody strap. Both of these straps are going to be removable, so if you did just want to wear it one way over the other, you have that option as well. But I really like that that comes in monogram canvas, because you can mix and match those with other bags you have, and we love a versatile moment, so that is a plus. But then the beautiful kind of like chestnutty, almost caramel type brown, I would say actually, for the suede, that is a beautiful contrasting combination. I just think the variations of the brown that you have for the monogram canvas, the actual LV logos, and then that pop in the center with the suede, this definitely gives a luxurious fall look. Now, I haven't come across a bag in person that was suede from Louis Vuitton. If you guys are familiar with how their suede is, I would love to know, because I have seen some other brands do suede really well, but I haven't come across the one for Louis Vuitton. In the picture, it does look very slouchy still, and it looks very soft to the touch. I would like to see this one in person to get a full vibe, but I really do feel like they nailed this look for fall. This version is in the size as well, but it's retailing for $5,500 in Canadian. So again, another bag that's not cheap, but definitely is iconic and stylish too. Would you be willing to pay this amount of money for one of these side trunk options, or do you feel like there's better options that you can get at this price point? The next bag I want to discuss is one that is a newer silhouette to the fashion house. This bag is called the Evermore, and I'm looking at it in the PM size. This is primarily a coated canvas bag, and it does have the vachetta leather as the handles and as outlining kind of the zipper too. So this definitely makes it a slightly more delicate bag, but it also makes it quite a classic in terms of having the combination of that monogram canvas and the vachetta leather. This retails for $4,150 in Canadian, so I do feel like that is pretty pricey for a canvas bag, especially because this is a PM size. Now, though it is the small, I do personally feel like it is actually a decent size, so maybe leaning more towards medium. But again, being majority canvas, I do think that is quite a high price. Now, this is an interesting bag. It does come with a little lock and chain mechanism that attaches to the zipper at the front of the bag. I do find that quite interesting and adds a little something to the bag. It does also look like this vachetta on the bag. In some pictures, it looks like it could be treated leather, but then in the initial picture with the model actually holding the bag, it doesn't look treated leather. I will confirm that for you guys and put that on the screen. I do feel like personally, if it is treated vachetta, I actually really like the way that looks with the monogram canvas, and it helps it be a little bit more carefree. So in my opinion, that would be a plus. Another thing I find interesting about this bag is that you can take out a very big pouch or like portion of the bag, and it just completely detaches from the bag. Now, I'm not 100% sure why they've done that. Perhaps they want you to get like a 2-for-1 with this bag. Maybe you could use that interior pouch for something different. However, it is quite a large bag in my opinion for a small, so I'm not too sure how you would use that interior piece, but I do find that interesting. Let me know if any of you guys have seen this one in store. I do also like the fact that it is that dome shape. It gives you another option if you like that silhouette, different from the Alma, for example, if you wanted to switch it up. Personally though, I would have to say if I was choosing between those two styles, I'd probably go for an Alma, but I do feel like this is nice to give a little bit of variation. What do you guys think of this bag, and do you feel like it is worth $4,100 in Canadian? The next bag up is one that I feel like Louis Vuitton really could use in their collection, and I feel like it's great that they've come out with this style. This is the tiny camera bag, and I was literally thinking to myself the other day, I was looking at the YSL Lou camera bag, and I was thinking, I wish Louis Vuitton had something that was similar, currently in production, that could maybe compete and give me an option, because I was considering that bag. And then ironically, as I'm scrolling through some of the things that are new, this bag popped up. So this is the tiny camera bag, and it does insinuate that it is not a big bag. But if you're someone who likes mini bags like me, this could be a really good option. Now for this bag, this only comes in the black and then the ivory cream combination right now. So if you are looking for something in monogram, for example, with the coated canvas, that isn't much of an option. However, what I do like about this bag is the fact that you do have the detachable crossbody strap, so you can adjust that to your liking. You also could use this as a long shoulder as well, so it does give you some versatility. There does appear to be a front pocket here, but because the bag is so tiny, if you had a bigger iPhone, I don't think it's going to be fitting in this bag in the front pocket. And I know that a lot of us like to use a front pocket or a back pocket to hold a phone, so that's something to keep in mind. But again, it has the zipper closure at the top. I wouldn't say there's too many bells and whistles when it comes to this bag. And the fact that they've dropped this right now in just the black and the white colorway, I feel like they're trying to see how this bag will do. If it does do well, then I'm thinking they're gonna bring it out in a couple other variations. Personally, I think this bag would do well if it was offered in some of the coated canvas versions. So Damier Ben, the monogram, Damier Zur, I think this would be quite popular. I do think it's a cute style, and in my opinion, it's not a terrible price either. It's retailing for $2,590. Let me know what you guys think of this new drop from Louis Vuitton. I do know there were versions of this bag that were similar from the fashion house that were discontinued at one point. We know that when it comes to new designs, a lot of the times they'll look towards their archives for some inspiration. What do you guys think of this bag? I don't think personally I would go for this one, but if you are looking for a camera bag option, this could be good for traveling, for example. So I'm really excited about this next handbag we're gonna talk about. It is a style that I love from the fashion house, and it's almost like Louis Vuitton has been listening to me, because I feel like this actually encompasses a lot of the features that would make me tempted to spend my money. So this is the Louis Vuitton Pochette accessoire. Now this one is from a specific collection. It comes with the classic monogram canvas, but then you have these beautiful sequins that are stitched over top to almost give it like a 3D effect. This is like a very similar collection to one we have seen in the past, so you guys might be familiar with this look already, but I love the way they came out with this design for the Pochette accessoire. Now let's go over a couple things that I love. I love the fact that the monogram isn't as in your face, because we have the black sequins that is put on top of the monogram canvas. So those sequins in general are shiny and quite loud. I feel like because it is a black color, it kind of hides some of the caramel that is from the monogram canvas. So that is something I actually quite like. I also love how they pulled the black sequins in by adding a black leather strap to this handbag. To me, that is a key detail right there. I feel like the fact that we have black treated leather is a huge plus, and one of the things that has always made me hesitant to get the monogram canvas bags in general, but even the Pochette accessoire, because this is one that I have had on my wish list. So this one is really tempting me right now. I love the size of this bag, I love the versatility, and I love the capacity. This version is retailing for $2,430 in Canadian. Again, for a versatile piece, I'm really a fan. Let me know what you guys think of this collection. I truly am tempted, and I want to go in store to try this one on. There are a couple other pieces that come in this design too. The only thing is, I feel like this is going to be out for quite a limited time, as of course this is a seasonal piece, but oh my goodness, I am really loving it. Let me know what you guys think of this particular piece in the collection and the sequin style just in general, but I feel like it gives just a little bit of something to make it different and make it worth an increase in price, but then also it isn't too seasonal or too out there where you can't get your cost per wear. I'm kind of obsessed and loving this, guys. Okay, so next up we're gonna be talking about a backpack, and backpacks are typically not bags that really tempt me personally, but I feel like there would be some people who are interested in this particular look. So this is the Nano backpack, and it comes in the black empreinte leather, or you can get in the cream empreinte leather as well. I really love the way that it is set up with the chain details as well as some leather too. I really do feel like the look is stunning. I also like how it has the S-lock closure, and of course it does have that neo-noe bucket style as well. I think it's even more elevated in this case because it is in the empreinte leather, so personally I do feel like that is a good choice. This is retailing for $3,050 in Canadian. So again, for a Nano bag, and this is a bag that is in leather, I don't think it's a terrible price. I do definitely think this is stylish. I do wonder though how the chains would sit on your shoulder, because it does look like the chains are at the top of the bag, which would be of course what you're carrying on your back or what's touching your shoulders directly. But I do feel like it's sophisticated, it's very cute. This could be fun as like an amusement park bag where you're on the go, you want something on your back that's easy to carry around. And because it is the S-lock closure, I do feel like that gives a little bit more security than just having like a tie front, let's say, or even just a magnetic closure there. So I do quite like that. I'm gonna need the opinion of all the Noe lovers and the bucket bag style lovers. Let me know what you think of this piece, or do you feel like it might be a little too small for it actually to be useful? I think definitely it's a cute look though, and in the black with the gold hardware, you can't go wrong with that combination, so I'm really liking the design and look of this one, and I think it's a nice twist on the classic neo-noe. We couldn't have a Louis Vuitton video without talking about a Speedy, of course, so I'm gonna mention two here. The first one is the Speedy Bandouliere 25, but this is from the Mirror collection. I really am liking the coppery kind of rose gold version, and I feel like this makes such an impact and statement. And of course, there's the nostalgia of the original Mirror collections that came out too. Quite frankly, I feel like this bag is really well done. I feel like it's fun. Would I personally use this as an everyday bag? probably not, and I do feel like the size 25 kind of insinuates that it's more of an everyday use kind of bag, but I do feel like this would be an amazing collector's item. And I feel like if you're someone who does love the Speedies or collect the Speedies, you can't really go wrong with this. Personally, I like this colorway over just the silver one. Maybe that's because I like rose gold and gold tone colors more, but I do really like the silhouette of this, and I feel like this has a little bit more structure to it, which I feel like I also appreciate too. This could be something that you use potentially even for travel if you had a little bit more to carry, or perhaps if you had like an overnight trip somewhere, you have your duffel bag, but then you have your other handbag, which could be this one that carries a few more items. I definitely love the look of this. It is quite pricey compared to a regular Speedy though, of course. This is $4,200 in Canadian. And again, I feel like because of the nostalgia, you're definitely paying for that a little bit, but I do really feel like this style is beautiful and I love this colorway too. Now, also speaking about Speedies, I'm gonna throw another one in here. This one I feel like is a very popular type of Speedy lately, and it's that Speedy Soft. This is in the 30 size, of course, but this one is from the Ski collection, and it's the 30 Soft Teddy. I love how there is shearling on the sides of the bag. It's kind of like instead of the piping, there is that shearling. Now, would you have to worry about that getting dirty if you set it down? Yes, you would, but I do feel like when you go for these types of bags, you know you're going kind of more for the look as opposed to the practicality. The rest of it though is in monogram canvas and it is in black treated leather, which does help to using it and the longevity of the bag. You don't have to worry about staining vachetta, especially if this is one that you plan on using in those wintry months. You have the option to be a little less careful with that as long as you're mindful of the shearling, of course. You have that rolled shoulder strap and then the top handle. So if you are getting this bag, you do have to be okay with carrying it as a shoulder bag. And I do feel like when it comes to a big size like the Soft Speedy 30, that is something that could maybe dig into your shoulders because it is that rolled strap. Although I'm not too sure because they do keep coming out with the 30 softs with the handle like this. So if you guys have tried it on or even own the style bag, I'd love to hear your opinion on that. Do you feel like it is comfortable? Or maybe most people are using it as a travel bag anyways, so using it as a duffel, they only need to carry it over their shoulder for a small amount of time. You guys let me know what you think, but I do feel like the Speedy Soft has been so popular, and those P9 Speedies, people love the slouch, that is what's trending, and I just feel like this one is so adorable. And a little added bonus with this one too is I love the little luggage tag that you have because it's in the black treated leather. You have the gold LV emblem in the middle and then it has shearling on the outside too. So cute. Now the price for this one though is definitely high. It's $5,700 in Canadian. So again, something maybe you'd invest into in your wardrobe as a bit of a collector's piece, or you maybe just want to make a real impact because that is definitely a high price tag, but so cute. Okay, so next up we're gonna talk about the all-around handbag, and to be honest, I am not a huge fan of this bag, but I did want to mention this because as we may know already, the Odeon line from Louis Vuitton has been discontinued now, and that was in typically monogram canvas, or you could get that in damier ebene, and they no longer have that. It was a thicker crossbody strap with kind of like a trapezoidal shape for the body of the bag that did taper at the top. This bag, in my opinion, is very similar in style, just at a higher price point. This version of the bag is $4,900 Canadian. This is in the color Gallet, and then they have it in black as well. Now this also comes with silver hardware, which I think does look good with the colors they've selected. Personally, I'm more of a gold hardware girly, so that's kind of a little bit of a turnoff for me. They also chose to use Mahina leather for this one, which we know is more of a premium leather from Louis Vuitton. That also is probably why the price is quite high for this one. But again, if you are interested in that style that was like the Odeon, I feel like this is the closest you're gonna get at this point. It does look like it has snaps that you can adjust the shoulder length as well, which is a plus, but if you're someone who likes that kind of easy crossbody style, this could be an option for you. But at $4,900, I'd be interested to see if people are loving this bag or if they're looking towards other silhouettes too. Okay, so we're on to the last handbag now of this list. Now, if you guys have been enjoying the video, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel out, and let me know if there's any new release Louis Vuitton items you guys have been loving lately. Like I said, these are a few that caught my eye, but obviously there are just so many on the Louis Vuitton website, and we can really differ in style too, so there are so many options that might be appealing to you. Let me know what those designs are. Now this last one though, I wanted to make sure I saved a good one for last. Personally, I feel like this one would fit my style a lot. This is the Pochette LV Bloom. I really like this style of handbag because I'm kind of in my shoulder bag era at the moment. Though I do feel like crossbodies are very practical, shoulder bags have really just been grabbing my attention at this point, and I feel like this one is beautiful. This comes in a beautiful black leather, and I really like that this is like a smooth leather. It comes with a strap that is adjustable, and it does appear that it is removable, but it is important to note that it is adjustable by a belt buckle mechanism. So that would mean that if you needed to put a different strap on it, you definitely could, but if it's not one that has like the belt loops in it, it might look a little off. I do like that this one is very pared back. It's not too in your face. The only thing that shows that this is an LV bag is the actual charms on the bag, which is also the zipper opening. I do think that is also very clever. I love how it dangles from the bag. So you have a big gold LV, and then on another gold chain next to it, you have the fleur-de-lis. I also like how that is in silver, so there's a bit of a contrast there. It makes it easy for you to mix and match with different jewelry, different accessories. I really just feel like this is classic, well thought out, and well done. The price of this I could also really get behind too. This is retailing for $1,950 Canadian. Now this bag comes in a black, it also comes in a beige, and then it comes in a beautiful burgundy color as well. This bag is popular, and I am not surprised at all. I feel like for this price point, for it being a leather bag, Louis Vuitton is a little bit more in touch here in my personal opinion. The fact that it's under the $2,000 mark definitely would be part of the reason people are gravitating towards it, but also this just seems like a very functional bag in general too. In fact, this bag is actually sold out on the Louis Vuitton Canada website in the classic black, so clearly that means people are loving the style and bag. If you are someone who grabbed this bag, I would love to hear what you think of it, and I would love to hear if you prefer this style over something like the Pochette accessoire or even the easy pouch on strap. I think that's also part of the reason why I'm loving this design and silhouette. I do have those two other bags that I just mentioned, and I feel like this could just complete perhaps my Pochette collection from Louis Vuitton. I don't know guys, I really see no faults with this one. It is beautiful, it is stunning, and the price point is something I could also get behind as well. Okay, now lastly, we're gonna finish off with an SLG. This is something that I have been eyeing, though I don't know if I'd actually invest my money in this. I think it is so cute, just had to mention it. This is the Nice Beauty, and I love it in that beautiful pink epi leather color. The color is called Tender Bliss, and I feel like that beautiful color just reminds me of lipstick. It is elegant. I love that it's in the signature epi leather of Louis Vuitton. You have the little LV in the corner, and then it has the beautiful gold hardware. This is such a stunning piece, you guys. And if you are a fan of makeup or an LV makeup lover, now that they've dropped the beauty line, this will fit 5 lipsticks or the lip balms inside, and I just think the color is that good that I am obsessed with the look. This is retailing for $1,290 in Canadian, so by no means is this cheap. This would definitely be something because you were a big fan of the brand or you're a big fan of makeup in general and you wanted to have this cute little piece. Now, I do know people have been using this as an SLG with regular everyday items to put in their handbags, but I just think this is the epitome of everyday luxury. What a cute little makeup case, and I absolutely love that. Again, I don't know if I would purchase it, but the look is stunning. Okay, you guys, so there we have it. That is all of the new release items that have really been catching my eye lately that is currently in store and available. Let me know what you guys have been eyeing and what you guys think is your favorite piece from Louis Vuitton in their new releases lately. Also, I would love your opinion on that Pochette accessoire. If you know my channel and my handbag style, do you feel like that one is calling my name? Do you feel like it's one that I should check out in store and potentially purchase? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.